Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to English Rewind, Episode 3. Every word has two types of meanings. The first one is found in a dictionary. We call this the definition. The second one is learned by listening to how people use the language. We call this the nuance. Nuance is the feeling and emotion that a word carries. So, when I talk about a word's nuance, I'm not talking about the definition, but rather about the feeling the word has. Nuance is probably one of the most difficult things to learn in a language. Even if your grammar is correct, you can still sound weird or unnatural if you use a word with the wrong nuance. This often happens when we try to use synonyms. When two words have the same meaning, they are called synonyms. But the thing is, synonyms don't always have the same nuance. For instance, the word kill, which is a verb, has the same definition as the word murder. But even so, we don't use them the same way. The sentence, "My friend was killed," can mean many things. But saying, "My friend was murdered," has a much stronger and clearer meaning. So, even though the word kill and murder have the same definition, they still have different nuances. And because of this, you need to know which context to use them in. Context is important. The word context talks about how or when to use a word. So the correct context for using the word murder is usually if someone was killed by another person. I wouldn't use the word murder if my friend died because of cancer. Or something like that, I might say, "Cancer killed my friend," not "Cancer murdered my friend." The word murder sounds more personal. It has a different nuance. It's used in a different context. Nuance isn't always easy to explain. Nuance is like an emotion or a feeling. And as we all know, it's not always easy to explain our emotions or our feelings. Therefore, you shouldn't just use a word because of its definition. You need to understand the context in which the word is usually used. Listening to native speakers teaches you this. Let's look at another example. Beautiful versus attractive. They are synonyms, but they have slightly different nuances. Firstly, beautiful is not as specific as attractive. Beautiful can mean many things and can be used in many situations. But the word attractive is more specific. It has a more precise or exact meaning. If I say you are beautiful, it's a statement. I'm just saying it because I think it's true. But when I call you attractive, it's more personal. It has a deeper feeling and emotion connected to it. This is the same as our first example of kill and murder. Kill is less specific, while murder is more specific. So, if I call Jennifer beautiful, but I call Candace attractive, what does that mean? Which of these two people do I like most? The true and deeper meaning is found in the nuance of those words. Also, the context in which attractive is usually used is when talking about people. You don't call a flower attractive. A flower is beautiful. You don't call a bird attractive. A bird can be beautiful. It's all about context. The nuance of a word determines its context. So, when learning a new word in English, don't just focus on its definition. Learn the context in which it is used. Learn its nuance. Listening to native speakers and reading books can help with this. Once you understand the nuance and context of a word, you will sound more natural when using it. You will sound more native. It will sound like you understand how the language works. This is it for Episode 3 of English Rewind. Remember to have a look at the PDF transcript where everything has been written down for you. Also, please subscribe to this podcast if you like it. It's available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. And finally, if you have any suggestions or just want to say hi, feel free to email me. Until next time, cheers.